Dear friends, many times, the simplest ideas that come from the heart are the most powerful. This is a story of perseverance, creativity, and believing in your unique strengths. Stay with me until the end of the story. And if you found this story inspiring, share it with your friends and family. Let's spread positivity to the world. Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a hard-working shoemaker named Thomas. Thomas was kind-hearted and skilled with his hands. He spent his days carefully crafting shoes, making sure each pair was strong, comfortable, and built to last. Though his work was good, Thomas barely earned enough to survive. His little shop stood on a quiet street, and customers rarely visited. Still, Thomas didn't complain. He believed that hard work would eventually pay off. But fate had other plans. One day, a wealthy shoemaker named Henry moved to town. Henry's shop was grand. His displays glittered with polished leather shoes, and he advertised his products as the finest in town. Soon, people flocked to Henry's store. They admired the fancy designs and low prices, forgetting about Thomas's humble shop. Thomas' heart sank. Day by day, his customers vanished. His shoes gathered dust on the shelves. Thomas tried lowering his prices to match Henry's, but no matter what he did, Henry always seemed to win. "I just can't compete," Thomas sighed one evening as he sat at his workbench, head in his hands. His wife Emily placed a hand on his shoulder. "Don't give up," she said gently. "You have something Henry doesn't. You actually care about the people wearing your shoes." Thomas thought about her words. That night, instead of giving in to despair, he had an idea. The next morning, Thomas spent hours stitching a special pair of shoes, but this time, he added something no one else had. Inside the sole, he carefully inserted a soft layer of padding made from wool and cotton. It was invisible to the eye, but when someone slipped on the shoes, they felt incredibly comfortable, as if they were walking on clouds. "This will help people who stand all day," Thomas thought. "It's not just about looks, it's about making their lives better." Excited yet nervous, Thomas placed his new shoes in the window with a small sign, "The most comfortable shoes in town." At first, no one noticed. Days passed, and Thomas began to lose hope. But one afternoon, a tired-looking delivery man walked by. Curious, he stopped to try. "Wow," the man gasped. "These shoes are amazing." The next day, the delivery man returned, this time with 3 of his friends. Word spread quickly. Factory workers, managers, and shopkeepers, people who spent their days on their feet, all came to buy Thomas's shoes. They were amazed and praised how comfortable they felt even after hours of hard work. Soon, people stopped going to Henry's shop. No matter how fancy his shoes looked, they couldn't match Thomas's comfort. Furious, Henry tried to copy Thomas's idea. He added padding to his shoes, but it wasn't the same. Thomas had spent years perfecting his craft, and no imitation could match his skill. Thomas' little shop flourished. He didn't need flashy signs or cheap tricks. His shoes spoke for themselves. One day, Henry visited Thomas' store, his face red with frustration. "Tell me," Henry demanded, "what's your secret? Why are your shoes better than mine?" Thomas smiled. "There's no secret," he said. "I just thought about what people really needed, and I put my heart into it." From that day forward, Henry stopped competing with Thomas. Instead, he asked Thomas to teach him his methods. Rather than rivals, they became partners, working together to make shoes that were both beautiful and comfortable. Years later, Thomas' small idea, a hidden layer of comfort, had changed not just his life, but his entire town. My dear friends, this story reminds us that true success doesn't come from copying others. It comes from thinking differently and using your unique strengths. Because many times the simplest ideas, the ones that come from the heart, are the most powerful. Remember, your unique idea might just be the key to changing your life. If you believe in the power of perseverance and creativity, click like and subscribe to our channel, Tales to Share, for more inspiring story. See you in the next video.